All right, what you say? What you say? It's your host DJ Moe D here on What You Say Radio, and today, man, we got a very, very special guest group here coming to What You Say Radio. Hope everybody's doing great today. Yes, we have from Flint, Michigan. It is the Flint Cavaliers in the building here on What You Say Radio. Welcome in, fellas.
Thanks for having us, man. We really appreciate it, Moe.
Yes, you're absolutely, you're welcome. We got LA Williams on the line, and then we also have Craig. How you doing, Craig, out there? He's on the phone line.
God bless you. I'm doing real fine. I'm doing real good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Again, welcome, fellas. Welcome to What You Say Radio. And I just want to get right into it. I like to jump right into the interview. You guys, the Flint Cavaliers, have over 40 years of experience in gospel music. Talk to us a little bit about how the Flint Cavaliers come to be as a group.
Well, actually, it's been 55.
Yes, sir.
All right, I stand corrected. 55.
Yeah.
What you
actually,
say?
It's been about 55 years.
What
the group's been in existence a long time. It's originated with group members like Cecil Norman, Johnny Connors, Jay Britt, Flip It. Those are some of the main folks that started it, and with Cecil Norman actually as the main writer and stuff, he kind of created and molded the style that we sing now. And by that, now we've also been going for about 25 years on the road.
Okay.
As a road group. So as a road group, we came out with a hit song called Have You Ever Been Burdened? Some people know that song, and Having Church, Take It to the House. These are some of the songs that we've done, traveled with some of everybody.
Okay.
Harvey, Cantons, Jackson Southern Air, you name it. We've been rolling for a little while.
Oh, wow. Wow. Over 55 years. Anything you want to add to that, LA?
No. That Craig is the senior statesman of the group. So
Okay.
he's the he has the history, he has the sound, and he's currently passing the torch. I give him thanks for this. He's passing the torch while it's lit. He's not waiting till it burns out and then pass it.
Amen. What you say?
So now his name goes along with the Johnny Connors and the Cecil Normans. He has to add, or I will be the one to tell people that Craig Johnson has maintained the sound and it's and has allowed the sound to be morphed into 2022, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before we go on any more into the music, Flint Cavaliers, Flint, Michigan, right? What was it like?
Right.
I've heard a lot about Flint, Michigan, never been there. Talk to our listeners a little bit about what it's like growing up in Flint, Michigan.
Well, I'm not actually from Flint, but growing up here, it's known for its vehicles. You know, we've got all the major we had about 10 factories in here, so they called it Vehicle City.
Okay.
So it was known for its auto industry, great power in the auto industry, which brought in a lot of, minorities, Black folks from the South came up here. They were calling them in left and right, and so therefore you created a sound because a lot of folks from the South were singers, and you had a lot of groups. That's what kind of molded the city into what it is. Now it's still trying to maintain. We have a few, factories here, we're trying to maintain. And of course, you know about the water crisis.
Yes.
We had that.
Yes.
Yeah, and we've just about gotten over that now. It's been a long haul. That was kind of a rough ordeal for us, but we're maintaining with the help of the Lord.
All right. Absolutely. Glad to hear that water situation is turning around and getting better, because that was bad for a few years here. So glad to hear that.
Yeah, and it left the news, but it didn't. The situation didn't disappear.
Ah, okay.
It left the news. It was no longer headline news, but it was very present situation for many of the people that was in Flint, Michigan, and the surrounding area who depended on good water.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, as Flint is coming out of the situation, Jackson, Mississippi is in the midst of it.
Absolutely, great point.
And it's crazy. People need good water, and you're paying taxes, and people are in position. You expect for leaders to do their jobs, but that's another Zoom.
Absolutely, it absolutely is. But I'm glad you mentioned that. Flint going through their water crisis, and Jackson, Mississippi going through theirs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, this is a problem that our country is facing that we need to, like you say, our leaders need to stay on top of. So glad we could talk about that. Now, how do y'all feel about, again, y'all been in the music business 55 years. What do y'all feel about the current state of gospel music and the industry overall? Because y'all have seen a lot over the years, especially you, Craig.
Well, I've seen, the music revolve, and it's still revolving now, even with BDS and media base being sold out. And when it comes down to that, we just, you change with the times. I mean, I'll put it like this. This is our saying. Faces may change.
Okay. But
the message remains the same.
All right.
So regardless of what goes on, we try to keep the message what the message is. And the message is we will continually give God the praise.
That's right.
So
that's right.
When it comes to the different groups that's out here, it's a good thing because we want to keep quartet alive. They say our agenda is dying out, but I beg to differ because you can look on YouTube and Facebook and you can see young people, young groups coming right behind us, doing their thing, praising God. So I don't believe quartet's going anywhere.
All right. What about you, LA?
I'm right now. I was just talking to Craig not too long ago about this. I'm 45. I turned 45 this year, and I'm in the middle of being molded by my mentors, by my predecessors, standing on their shoulders, yet having maintaining that torch that was lit, but yet seeing the rise of a new generation with a new sound, and seeing them. And like Craig said, he took the words out of my mouth. The sound may change, but the problem comes is when the message begins to change. Paul said this in one of his writings. Paul said, that if somebody came preaching another Jesus, if somebody came preaching another Christ, to be very weary of another message other than the one that he delivered to the saints. So as long as the message is the same, we got to be flexible in hearing how the message comes. But as long as the message is the same, then the gospel's being preached. And Craig encouraged me to find my sound within the Flint Cavaliers. As he found his sound as the guitar player, and Mr. Cecil Norman was the guitarist before Craig Johnson was. So it's a line of guitar players that has helped to carry the sound of the Flint Cavaliers, and so he encouraged my creativity, and he didn't want to clone me, as Cecil Norman didn't want to clone him. So I encourage the young people, the creativity, the sound that they have now is amazing. Yes. And young people attract other young people, and that sound that they have is allowing us to cross over into other branches of music, other genres of music.
Okay. Now let's talk about the latest project. Y'all got a new project out. It's a new song entitled "Solid Rock." Can y'all talk to us about the new song and how it came about?
Solid Rock,
Well, I
Solid
actually
Rock.
wrote the song, and I wrote it because, as you see, that we're living in the last days. We're living in 2 Timothy, 3rd chapter, where it talks about people being truth breakers and lovers of themselves more than of God. And we're in that situation right now. So that song was a enlightening song to just quicken the saints and let them know that God's coming back.
Amen.
And you got to be careful. You got to be sure that your anchor holds and grips that solid rock.
Yes.
And I want to thank my MD brother LA over there for helping, curve the sound a little bit, because he is the producer of this project. And I'm looking for more greater things to come. You guys just hold your hats. There are greater things to come with this project. But for that particular song, yes, that's something that we had been singing and working on. And he's critiqued it to the point that it's a real song and it's a good message in the song.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And in LA, you produced the song Solid Rock. Also, is there an album to follow up, or is it going to be featured on an album, or
Yes.
is it just a single for right now? Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, we wanted. We had been singing the song. The song is an actual favorite of our supporters through the years. It came out on the second live project the Flint Cavaliers put out. It was titled "Times Like These."
Okay.
But during the pandemic, we wanted to send a message out to encourage the body of Christ that no matter what disparity we hear, we're losing loved ones, the news, and even now wars and rumors of wars, that there is a surety that we have that we can hold on to, and that's the solid rock being Christ himself. So we just want to encourage the people that no matter what you hear about inflation and the feds are raising inflation. Look, we don't have to worry about that.
Right.
We don't have to worry about that. The children of Israel wasn't worried about inflation in the wilderness, but the Father told them that their shoes didn't crumble up on them, their feet didn't swell, and their clothes did not diminish. There wasn't no holes in it. So we don't have to worry about that. But it's forthcoming of a project that we was encouraged to, the Father put on our heart to design a project that encourage the unity in quartet music.
Okay.
A lot of people, we get a stigma of not being unified and kind of being all over the place, but that's a stereotype that's not true. We're very unified, very organized, and we have a lot of different functioning organizations and groups that work together. And it's not only the generals, as they quote unquote call the elders of quartet that's working together, but everybody else is working together too. And this project will feature some of the greatest singers that we have in quartet today, from Sean Brown and the Boys, Darnell Williams of the Williams Singers, Minister Tim White of Tim White and Focus, Tim Woodson, Pastor Tim Woodson, and Tim Woodson and Airs of Harmony. We're gonna be featuring who else we got on the project, Craig? I didn't drew a blank right quick.
Spanky Williams of the
Spanky Williams. That's right. We have Spanky. Yes.
We have a whole lot of different artists on this, as well as guest musicians and stuff.
Okay. Yes, and we got even Memphis' own Pastor Joseph Johnson of the Echo Airs. He's going to be featured on the project as well. So it's going to be dynamic. Everybody understands what it's going to be called, the Fellowship.
Okay.
Is the name of the project, and we're looking to release it sometime within. We're looking to release sometime within the winter to catch it right after the winter, after the new year, so it could catch the spring and all that. It'll be good spring, summertime music.
Okay, awesome. And you kind of led me into my next question, which was what do the Flint Cavaliers have on the horizon? Y'all got that new project coming up, as well as building Solid Rock.
Yes.
Here.
Yes. And Solid Rock, we also shot a video a concert video for that, and it can be found on on YouTube. You'll see the different group members, Minister Craig Johnson, Bishop-elect Ronnie Jones, William Jones from South Bend, Indiana, Pastor Floyd Skinner from Chicago, Dwayne McDaniel Jr. from Chicago, and Minister worship leader Kadeem
Taylor.
Yes, and he's of Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, so y'all got diversity within the group then. Y'all got Chicago.
Oh, absolutely.
Michigan, y'all.
And yeah, absolutely. Chicago, yes. And St. Louis, brother DeAndre Duncan.
Oh, wow.
He's a worship leader as well. He's in St. Louis.
Okay. All right. Now, gospel music recently lost one of its music treasures in Keith Wonderboy Johnson. Did you all know him? Did you work with him? Can y'all give your thoughts on his recent passing?
Yes, well, we worked with Keith. We actually we all came out together in '98. Actually, when Keith came out with Hide Behind the Mountain, that was in '98. Lee came out with Learning to Lean, '98. We came out with Have You Ever Been Burdened, '98. So that was really our coming out party as far as being a national artist.
Oh, wow.
And from that, we did traveling with Keith. We did different performances with him. Springfield, Massachusetts, New Orleans. We've done the conventions with Keith. And great singer. Matter of fact, we brought him here for our homecoming.
Okay.
We brought him to Flint.
Oh, wow.
So, matter of fact, LA, you remember we did the outdoor festival with him just before the pandemic hit, right here in Flint. So, yeah, we know Keith is a great artist.
Yes.
And you're gonna miss him. We're praying for the family, and just keep going.
Yes.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep it going for him. Just like one day our day is gonna come, but keep going. We're gonna keep it going.
Yep, that's all we can do is keep on pushing. Absolutely.
Keep pushing.
Yep. LA, anything you want to add?
Yes, absolutely. Keith Wonderboy, the last conversation I had with Keith was in March of this year. We were at the in Memphis, actually, at the Ecclesia showcase. And we joked I had been featured in a couple of national commercials as a guitarist, and Keith put me to the side, and we was in the area we was talking, and Keith said, "Hey, come here, man, man, come sit down, man. Tell me how you got in them commercials." I said, "I'll tell you that if you tell me how to get the Stellas."
Yeah. That's what's
I said, "Let's make." He said, "Now I can show you that, Doc. I can show you." But he was a straightforward guy. He shot from the hip, and for some people, if you are not, and it's not personal to Keith. Keith from New York.
Yep.
And that East Coast thing is on everybody that's on the East Coast, man.
Right.
You deal with it or you don't.
Right.
You get a bag of chips. They get a bag of chips for that too. Hey, man, I want these chips, man. So I understood that about Keith. Keith came to Chicago one time. He was doing the Gospel Fest. They just opened up Millennium Park, and he came. There was a guitarist here in Chicago, Joey Wolfalk, a mentor of mine, that was supposed to play with Keith and didn't play. He wasn't able to make it, and he asked me to sit in for him. I was already there playing for the Selby Singers and out of Earl, Arkansas, and I sat in with Keith. And it was the first time me and Keith had a conversation, and that was in, my goodness, that had to be in 2008. No, 2013 to be exact. Okay. 2013, and we've been cool ever since. And I was very glad to see that he got his just due, his hard work. Keith was quartet, and he was quartet to his heart. No matter where he went, he dibbed and dabbled with choirs in the contempt circuit, but he represented our community. And we lost two great people, Keith being one of them. But just earlier, before Keith, we lost a young lady from Chicago named Mama Curtis, and she was a very she had her hands and her feet in the industry, but she loved quartet and she represented us. And we needed those voices. Those were two tremendous voices. Yes. That when it came to the other side, as we call it, the other circuit, the other part of the gospel music, amongst the stellar committees and all of those people, that they were two great voices that we lost. And like Moses, we're waiting for the Joshuas to stand up to be told, you know, Moses, my servant, is dead. But now it's on you. Mm-hmm. And like Craig said, we're gonna have to keep it going, because he paved a great way that we cannot lose the pavement and the mileage that was gained from what he did these last couple of years. We might have complained about who this person won the Stellar this year. Who is that? Why they in the quartet category? But when Keith won, there was no question. Yeah. We heralded, one of our own got it, you know.
Right. Yep.
Absolutely. So he's gonna be missed. He's gonna be missed. He's gonna be missed on stage, but he's gonna be missed off stage. Off stage with them conversations that he would have with people.
That's right. Thank y'all both for sharing those wonderful memories of Keith Wonderboy Johnson. And like you say, Craig, we definitely keeping his family, his friends, his fans, all his loved ones, we keeping them lifted up in prayer during this time.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. And like he said in one of his songs, recent song, keep on pushing. We got to keep on pushing.
Keep on pushing. Come on now.
Keep on pushing.
That's right.
Yes. Yep. And before we close out here, I do a 3-word challenge, and I give you the word, and y'all just give me what comes to your heart, what comes to your mind, what comes to your soul when I give you the word. First one is God.
My everything.
What you say? LA?
That's it. My everything.
All or nothing.
Right. What you say?
With him, we got all. Without him, we have nothing.
That's right. Michigan, my second word. Michigan.
Cold. Getting ready for getting the shovels out. Yes, getting ready to get these shovels out.
Hey, Craig, that's why I was sharing with LA that I'm retired military, so I spent some time in Great Lakes, Illinois, so I know what that cold is like. And I knew when it was time to retire, I wasn't retiring in no cold area.
Good for you.
Yes, sir. Great Lakes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my brother went to Great Lakes. I know about the Navy up there.
Cold. Yes. Yeah.
Cold.
Yep. Yeah. And LA, for the final word, it was gonna be music. I was gonna have it.
Let me get Michigan though. I need.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Got you. Go ahead.
None other than the Flint Cavaliers.
Come on now.
Of Flint, Michigan.
Yeah. That's what's up. And my last word, like I said, LA, it was gonna be music, but you said a key important word earlier during the interview. You mentioned mentor, and you got a great mentor here on the line in Craig. Mentor. Your thoughts on that word?
Mentoring is a two-way street. Many people look to receive in terms of gifting and getting from mentors, to display or to use. But one of the greatest factors is that there's a two-way street. You have to be willing to be molded and shaped as a mentee. A mentee normally looks to get to use, but I've gotten more wisdom from my mentors and knowledge and how to apply and understand what they've told me that I understood it's a two-way street. I had a young man, real quick, young man posted that you know, hey man, y'all older brothers, y'all older cats in music need to grab some of these young guys and mentor them. And I comment, I said, but it's a two-way street.
Yes.
It's a two-way street. Some people are not ready to be told that was cool what you did, but you shouldn't have did it. you know, and they're not ready for that. So they're like, whoa, what you mean? They holding me down. They won't let me out my box, you know. But you need that to be able to put on a garment and the mentor say, let me cut off the rough edges.
Yes.
Let me trim that. Let me trim that, you know. And that's what I think about mentoring. I wouldn't be where I was without mentors. I wasn't a gifted person. Music wasn't that's not my gift.
Yes.
That's a skill I acquired.
Okay.
That wasn't my gift. My father taught me how to play guitar, and I had mentors along the way to hone the skill and teach me how to hone it. And without them, I would not be where I'm at. And I just want to give a real quick shout out to my mentors. My father, who I lost in 2020 to COVID, Mr. Willie Hall, called him Doc. Chris Farmer, Joey Wolfalk, who is in Chicago, a guitarist, Spanky Alford, a guitarist that we lost in 2007, and Mr. Craig Johnson, who is allowed as everything. That's why I'm here right now with the Flint Cavaliers. Been with him for 20 years, 25 years old. He took somebody and saw something in him that I was not playing what I'm playing now. But he saw something.
Yeah.
I would not
let me interject in there.
All right, go ahead, Craig.
They call us OGs now, you know.
Uh-huh.
OG.
Yeah.
See the thing, like you said, it's a two-way street. It's like if you go into class for a certain class, the teacher's there to teach, but you're there to learn.
Yes.
So now if he's teaching and you're not learning, what good is that? You got to obtain. See, what I like about LA was he listened and applied. Now that he'll occasionally remind me of, you remember when you used to tell me?
Yeah.
You remember when you said? Yeah. So by him saying that, I know he was paying attention.
Yes.
And now it's coming out. Because listen, one day we're moving on just like you. And somebody got to carry the torch.
That's right. That's right.
So the song says, have I given anything today? Have I helped someone along the way? Just to know I done my best. Now I can go home, take my rest. So by me implanting that into LA, we can implant it into somebody and we can keep right on pushing.
That's right. That's right. All right, there it is, the 3-word challenge. Thank y'all for sharing those words of wisdom. Right there is words of wisdom that y'all provided on those 3 words. So hopefully that touches our listeners in a certain way. And so in closing, how can our listeners, how can they follow the Flint Cavaliers?
We are located on all social media platforms, the Flint Cavaliers. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and our music can be heard through all of the streaming outlets, digital outlets, you name it. If it's playing, if we have it, if we record it, it's out there on all digital platforms. Okay. Use it for your reels. Look us up, Flint Cavaliers. All of your reels and your IG reels, your Facebook reels. Put that Flint Cavaliers music on those reels. There you go. There you go. And in closing, thank you, Flint Cavaliers, for stopping by What You Say Radio. We wish you continued success and many blessings in your endeavors in the future. And with that being said, do you guys have any final words of encouragement?
We want to thank you for even allowing us to, talk about our ministry on your show. People like you that keeps us going too. Yes, sir. We pray and covering over you that you may maintain and keep your show going, touching and listening to thousands all over the land and country. So God bless you as well. And as far as me and my house, I'm going to serve the Lord. Yes, sir. Amen. That's right. Ditto that. No need to say nothing else. Ditto that. All right. All right. There y'all have it. The Flint Cavaliers here on